Today we're going to talk about Billy Madison, one of my all-time favorite comedies, so let's talk about it. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies too, you guys are in the right spot. Consider hitting that subscribe button down below for more upcoming videos. Today I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts on Billy Madison, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Part of my favorite comedy series that I'm doing at the end of each month on the last Sunday, similar to Chris Stuckman's videos from last year. I thought he had a blast doing it. I wanted to do something similar like that. So, January I reviewed Superbad with Zach Pope. In February I reviewed Eurotrip with LC Screen Talk. And last month I did not do a review because I couldn't get anybody to join me on the channel. I know it's sad. But this month, for the month of April, we're going to talk about Billy Madison with the Lawn Gnome. I actually did a video for the Lawn Gnome's channel where I ranked the Marvel films from each year from 2008 to 2018. So happy that he asked me to be a part of that video. So I asked him earlier if he wanted to be part of my review for Billy Madison, and he was so happy to join. So he's going to share his thoughts first on Billy Madison, then I'm going to jump in afterwards and I'm going to give you my thoughts.
Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, and I first want to thank Justin from Justin Watches Movies for allowing me to join him on his show today as we talk about one of the most beloved comedy classics of all time, at least from modern times when I was growing up, and that of course is the 1995 film Billy Madison starring Adam Sandler. It's amazing to believe that this movie, which is without a doubt one of the silliest yet most charming comedies of all time. The fact that next year it will be reaching its 25th anniversary is kind of crazy. And it is amazing that after all these years, it is still known as one of the most beloved comedies of all time. So this, of course, comes with a bit of a backstory. I wasn't even in high school yet when this movie came out, and when I saw the trailers, I really didn't know what to think of it. It looked so stupid, yet there was just something that was so intriguing. And yet in the end I went to go see the Brady Bunch movie in theaters, which to its credit is, it's one of those it's so bad it's great films, and as a Gary Cole fan it is very hard for me to not enjoy that movie. But I did end up seeing Billy Madison after it left theaters when my brother had a friend of his over about a year later, and he said, let's go rent Billy Madison. He said, you're gonna love it. And I really didn't know what I was gonna think about it because I didn't really know what I thought about it when it first came out in theaters. But after seeing that movie, I still cannot get over the fact of why I didn't see it in theaters, and that even though it is so childish, so juvenile, and sometimes in the film absolutely pathetic in terms of dialogue, script writing, it's hilarious. This movie has everything that a true comedy fan can appreciate. It is just a pity to know that Adam Sandler, while this was his first big starring role, managed to make a couple of great comedies following this one, like Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, The Wedding Singer, Mr. Deeds. Unfortunately, he's not one of those fine wines that gets better with age, and it's quite a darn shame. But Billy Madison was a pivotal movie for his career because what it did was it launched him to star status, becoming one of the greatest well-known names in comedy. It is also the reason why he has a very successful media company, Happy Madison, which is responsible for some of the most beloved comedies as well as television shows in the last couple of years. But this movie is just so cute and funny and pathetic all at the same time. Billy Madison is such a great character. The fact that he is this rich kid that doesn't care about things, but he doesn't realize exactly how much potential he actually has as a human being. So he literally decides to challenge himself in one of the lamest ways possible to get his diploma and make something out of himself. And through this entire film, encounters some serious issues, and yet when those issues come to him, he actually decides to make things a little bit more lackadaisical and a little bit more fun, but he still manages to get down to business and solve the problems. Besides Adam Sandler, everybody in this film works well. I love Bradley Whitmore as the villain Eric. What I really appreciated about him is that it sort of broke villain stereotypes. He wasn't this big, boisterous guy that could walk around with an inner monologue. He was this short, lanky, creepy guy with a weasel real-like laugh that had serious evil intentions that are definitely possible in the real world, and he plays this role beautifully. You can tell that he is one of the people in this film that is having the most fun. Bridget Wilson, also really great as Veronica Vaughn, although I personally appreciate her as Sonya Blade in the 1995 film Mortal Kombat, but still, as the love interest of Billy Madison, great. Adam Sandler just tears the house down. He uses his Saturday Night Live sketch comedy style, his original comedy style, and all the running gags in this movie are what really sell this movie. The one that makes me laugh so hard, of course, is the penguin. Whenever Billy Madison is in a drunken stupor, he sees this gigantic penguin. But my favorite part of this film, which is probably one of the most brilliant moments, is when he is sober than a priest on Sunday, and he looks at his father and says, "Is that it, Dad? Did the penguin tell you to do this?" I laugh every single time, extremely hard, every single time I see it. All the other jokes, the music that is used in this movie, so great, and the best part is, Billy Madison's character truly develops and truly grows, and when you get to the ending of this film, you get such a nice, charming ending, even though there is some very seriously hysterical comedy in there, sometimes even uncomforting. It still is fun to watch, and of course, one of the actors that does truly stand out in this movie, even though he doesn't have a major say, but he appears in so many Adam Sandler movies afterwards, is of course the great Steve Buscemi, and his role is absolutely priceless in this film. The only thing that I can say that I hate about this film is the fact that the Randy Edelman score cannot be found. The Billy Madison theme is one of my all-time favorite classical pieces in film, and I cannot find it anywhere to download, to have in an MP3 format or anything, because the soundtrack does not have the score. It's unfortunate, and it's so upsetting because the score is so charming, just like the rest of the film. If you have never seen Billy Madison before, you really should, because the world that we're in right now, in terms of comedy, it's just such a pathetic place, and this film is filled with so many hysterical, uncomfortable, politically incorrect moments of comedy. We need these kinds of things back, and Billy Madison is one of those true saving graces for comedy right now, along with some of the greats from the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. These are the films that shaped comedy for the better. It is a pity to know that there are so many people that are just shooting it down right now. Watch this movie. It is so funny. It is one of my all-time favorite comedies. I just wish that Adam Sandler could get out of this funk that he's in right now and start giving me great starring roles again, whether it's comedy or whether it's drama, because he has done that before, but I am just so happy that Billy Madison exists. So once again, that's my review. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, The Lawn Gnome, for joining me on my channel to talk about Billy Madison. Hope to have you again soon. Billy Madison, for me, is easily my favorite Adam Sandler movie. This is when he was in his prime. This is when he was truly hilarious. And I will stand by Adam Sandler over the last few years. I know he's made some poor movie decisions, and he's not as funny as he used to be. But in the mid-90s to early 2000s, he had a lot of hits, in my eyes, I thought, that were really great. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, Big Daddy, those are all really hilarious films. And what makes those films work is Adam Sandler himself. He is a very personable actor. He creates these fun, interesting characters. He has a great personality, and he has these weird voice that he throws in to make the movie really fun. Now, Billy Madison is a really childish movie. It is about a grown-up who wants to help his dad take over this business, and he has to go back to high school. He comes in with an agreement if he can go back to grade school that he could help his dad run the company. So he goes from like kindergarten to high school in a couple weeks, and we get to see Billy Madison learn a bunch of things, and he's not very bright, but I feel like Adam Sandler could handle these scenes really well. He's a funny guy. So as we're navigating through his grade school career, I feel like each grade offers something different and hilarious about Billy Madison's new school career. But as he gets to high school, I feel like it becomes less funny, because a lot of the scenes of him doing something in kindergarten or second grade or whatever grade it may be in the early grades, I think are really funny because he's learning how to color and glue and whatever. It's something simple for kids, but for a grown-up, it's really hard for him. But as he's getting closer to high school, you can tell that he is trying to actually work hard at it, and he wants to run the business. He doesn't want it to go to this kind of bad guy in the movie that wants to take over the company. So as he gets further in his career, you could tell that he's actually determined, and it's a good progression from someone that's absolutely ridiculous, doesn't know how to color or glue, to someone that actually wants to learn like algebra or the history of something. Whatever it may be, I like that progression. So this movie is filled with so many funny lines. I'm just going to go ahead and give you my 5 favorite moments right now.
Those are Z's.
They look like ours to me.
That's not fair. Rizzuto is not a word. He's a baseball player. You're cheating.
Would you like to try the word buzz?
I hate cursive and I hate all of you. I'm never coming back to school. Never!
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but
Chlorophyll? More like borophyll.
don't you ever say that. Stay here. Stay as long as you can.
For the love of God, cherish it.
Holy jeez. Look at what we got here. That silly penguin is back again.
This movie's filled with music, surprisingly. I constantly sing that song where he's at the school bus. I used to sing that song as I was getting on the school bus when I was younger. This was a movie that I constantly watched. I had it on VHS. I had Happy Gilmore, Little Nicky, Big Daddy, Wedding Singer. I just loved watching Adam Sandler movies when I was younger. And Billy Madison was one of the first ones I ever saw, and it still remains today my favorite Adam Sandler film. It's a blast, and I think Adam Sandler is the right choice for this. He's very charismatic in this movie. He's outgoing, he's upbeat, he's silly. He knows how to make a fun, memorable character, and he went all out with this role, and he just had a blast, and it really does show. This movie is just, it has a good feeling to it, and I love watching it. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Billy Madison or Adam Sandler in general, but this is my favorite comedy series, and Billy Madison is one that I grew up on, and I watched countless times. I still like to watch it. It's still a lot of fun. I got it on Blu-ray right here. And even the bonus features on this Blu-ray, like 25 minutes of deleted scenes, those are fun to watch as well. So, I'm going to go ahead and give Billy Madison an A+. It's a fun film. I know it's not for everybody, and people are put off by Adam Sandler's comedy, which I can totally understand. It's very crazy and weird, but I enjoy it. And I would like to say thank you to the Lawn Gnome for joining me on my channel to talk about Billy Madison. If you'd like to figure out what my next video is going to be, or like to join me on one of these videos, make sure to follow me on Twitter, JustinWatchesMovies, and you can figure out what the next movie is and how to join me as well. Thank you guys for checking my review for Billy Madison. You can check out the other 2 ones I did earlier this year with Zach Pope and LC's Screen Talk as well. You can find them right over here. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.